My Mind presents The Art of Saying No, an Introvert's Guide to Setting Boundaries. Ever feel drained after agreeing to one too many social events or taking on more than you can handle? Introverts often find themselves in situations where they struggle to set boundaries, leading to burnout, stress, and a lack of personal time. Just imagine characters like Bilbo Baggins from The Hobbit, who, despite his quiet lifestyle, is reluctantly pulled into an adventure he isn't prepared for. The art of saying no isn't about avoiding experiences altogether, it's about preserving energy for what truly matters. In this video, we're diving into why introverts find it difficult to set boundaries, practical steps to start saying no confidently, and how protecting your time can empower you to live a more fulfilling life. Understanding why saying no feels so hard. For introverts, energy and focus are precious commodities. Unlike extroverts, who often recharge through social interaction, introverts need time alone to refresh and reconnect with themselves. However, society has long celebrated extroverted behaviors, often making introverts feel they need to conform or keep up. From a young age, introverts are taught to say yes to things like parties, networking events, and collaborative projects, often leading them to suppress their true preferences. Look at the character of Amelie in Amélie, who thrives on her own in the solitude of her thoughts and small, meaningful gestures. She isn't reclusive because she dislikes people, but because her introversion allows her to process life in a unique, quiet way. Much like Amélie, introverts often struggle with the societal expectation to engage more and do more, causing them to say yes out of obligation, fear of judgment or guilt. Let's understand why setting boundaries is key to an introvert's well-being. Boundaries are essential for everyone, but especially for introverts who need that alone time to thrive. Setting boundaries isn't just about saying no to others, it's about saying yes to yourself. It allows introverts to recharge, focus on what they love, and maintain mental clarity. Consider Dr. Ellie Sattler in Jurassic Park, whose quiet resilience allows her to focus and problem-solve in the face of chaos. Ellie, although surrounded by high-energy colleagues, knows when to act and when to pull back, using her reserved nature as a strength. In real life, this can translate into knowing how to preserve your energy for when it's truly needed and not being swept away by every demand that comes your way. Setting boundaries also means respecting your mental and emotional limits. For introverts, overcommitting leads to burnout, decreased productivity, and a feeling of being emotionally drained. Boundaries help introverts stay connected to what fuels them and minimizes unnecessary stress. Practical tips for saying no without feeling guilty. Saying no might feel uncomfortable at first, but with practice it becomes easier and even empowering. Here are some practical steps for introverts who want to master the art of setting boundaries. 1. Recognize your limits. The first step is knowing your own limits. Reflect on what truly matters to you and when you feel the most drained. This could mean limiting social outings to once a week or ensuring you have time each day to engage in solitary activities that recharge you. Once you're clear on your limits, it's easier to communicate them. 2. Use soft refusals and delayed responses. Introverts by nature are thoughtful and may feel pressured to give an immediate answer. Try saying, "Let me check my schedule and get back to you," which buys time to consider if you genuinely want to commit. This technique lets you avoid feeling on the spot, giving you space to prioritize your needs. 3. Practice polite declines. Turning down an invitation doesn't need to feel harsh or rude. Use polite phrases like "Thank you for thinking of me, but I won't be able to join this time," or "I appreciate the invitation, but I'm taking some time for myself." Being honest yet respectful often garners more understanding than a blunt no. 4. Reframe the situation. If you fear disappointing others, remember that setting boundaries isn't about rejecting people, it's about protecting your well-being. Think of it as creating a personal space bubble like characters in The Perks of Being a Wallflower or Breakfast at Tiffany's, who protect their individuality and space, ultimately leading to deeper self-awareness and self-acceptance. 5. Start small and build confidence. If you're not used to saying no, Start with smaller commitments. Declining an invitation to a casual lunch is easier than turning down a major event, so build your confidence with lower stakes situations first. Communicating boundaries effectively. Introverts may hesitate to set boundaries due to a fear of conflict or letting others down. However, assertive communication is key to protecting your space. Here's how to handle it in a way that feels authentic and respectful. Be direct, but kind. It's often better to be straightforward than to leave things ambiguous. If your friend invites you out but you're feeling drained, try saying, "I need some alone time today, but I'd love to catch up soon." This way, you're honest about your needs without leaving them guessing. Use the sandwich method. This approach can soften a no. Start with something positive, deliver your boundary, and end on a good note. For instance, "Thank you for the invite, I love spending time with you, but I need some downtime. Let's plan something soon that's low-key." This method is effective and considerate, giving a clear message with a warm tone. Explain when necessary. You don't owe anyone an explanation, but if it helps, you can briefly explain why you're saying no. For example, "I've committed to some personal projects and need time to focus." This approach can prevent misunderstandings and helps others respect your choices. Embracing boundaries as self-care. Setting boundaries is a form of self-care, essential for introverts who need solitude to thrive. Characters like Frodo Baggins in The Lord of the Rings, who is often withdrawn yet deeply perceptive, remind us that introverts can be powerful forces when they honor their true nature. By embracing boundaries, you're prioritizing your mental health, energy, and the things that truly matter. This approach doesn't mean cutting off people or missing out on experiences. Instead, it's about making sure that the commitments you do make are ones that add value to your life, not detract from it. Boundaries enable you to show up more fully for others and to pursue personal goals with clarity. When introverts master the art of saying no, they experience a new level of balance and fulfillment. Saying no frees up your time and energy to invest in activities, relationships, and projects that genuinely resonate with you. Much like Hermione Granger in Harry Potter, who sets boundaries to focus on her goals. Despite peer pressures, introverts can achieve far more when they respect their own needs. Setting boundaries is a journey, and each no brings you closer to a life that reflects your values and desires. By embracing the art of saying no, you're not just protecting your energy, you're crafting a life that aligns with who you truly are. So, to every introvert who's ever felt overwhelmed, remember, you're allowed to take up space, to say no, and to protect your peace. Embrace this superpower and watch as your life transforms. For more videos on introverts and topics of the mind like personality, mood, or as simple as what to wear to gain confidence, consider liking, commenting, and subscribing to the video, and let us know whether My Mind Doc is helping with the answers to your psychology questions.